Guys, it's just Jen here. Wanted to talk to you about the upcoming full moon in Scorpio that's happening on Monday, May 12th. I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to give you a brief overview of what we can expect to kind of feel and experience during this time. I don't know if y'all are aware, but certain transits that are happening in the sky obviously affect different people at different times based on what degree planets are in your own chart and how it's having a conversation with your particular birth chart. So some astrology doesn't necessarily resonate with some people, and then other times there's, astrology that resonates more with people depending on how it's hitting your chart. This particular full moon is happening at 22 degrees of Scorpio. And it's happening on May 12th at 1:55 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. So those who are going to be feeling this the most are going to be your Scorpio moons and your fixed signs, which are Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo will be feeling the impact of this particular new moon the most. What is kind of, there's a lot of notable things about this. So I just kind of wanted to break it down into some, simpler terms that, can give you a better understanding of the kind of energy that we can actually utilize to our advantage. So this new moon will affect Scorpio in particular, degrees points from maybe 18 degrees to say 25 degrees, 26 degrees of Scorpio. They give it like a 5-degree orb on either side of that 22-degree mark. And it is in an opposition with the Taurus sun, which is in a conjunction with the planet Uranus. Now, Uranus is a very revolutionary planet, out of the box thinker. It can be very disruptive or chaotic, but Uranus basically wants revolution. So, it is for our highest good, even though it can be feeling chaotic and disruptive sometimes. So this particular conjunction will be the last time we see this until another 84 years from now. This particular conjunction has happened 8 times since 2018, and this will be the last time we see this, like I said, for another 84 years. Now, this is also in a sextile with the North Node and in a trine with the South Node that is down here. So, with that being said, it is kind of a faded type energy that we need to experience in order for what Scorpio does very well is the death and rebirth of, our emotional landscape. And Scorpio is known as the alchemist. They transmute energy into something positive, or they can do that if they're working from a high vibrational area as opposed to the low vibrational frequencies that we all on planet Earth can operate from either one of those particular landscapes. So with this being said, the full moon in Scorpio is going to illuminate a lot of things that are kind of unseen, like the deep, deep down in the psyche, those things that, we know are festering kind of there, and we know that we kind of need to kind of work through those particular triggers and, emotions that are not necessarily working for us anymore. Now, with its sextile to the North Node, we have just recently seen a whole crap ton of planets moving through the sign of Pisces, and it's wrapping up a 30-year cycle because how planets work, like if they're sitting in, like they would start in Aries, for example, right? And then they have a 30-year like window of time to kind of move through. That's Saturn, I should say. Saturn takes 30 years to kind of go through the whole 12 zodiac. So Saturn is sitting at the 28th degree mark of Pisces. So it is, getting serious about, our boundaries, getting serious about our spiritual landscape, what is important to us, how we want to be seen moving forward. And its recent conjunction with the North Node is faded in its nature. Saturn is going to be moving into the sign of Aries. So we are going to take everything that we've been kind of learning with Venus retrograde, Mars retrograde. We've been kind of going through like a dark night of the soul. Collectively speaking, we are all going through this major purge, I want to say, and we're going to totally feel all the outer planets that are changing signs this year are Neptune. It's just ingressed into Aries. Pluto has just recently ingressed into Aquarius and it's now retrograde. It won't retrograde back into Capricorn anymore. It'll stay in Aquarius. And then we have Uranus, which is going to be changing signs and moving into Gemini within a few short weeks. So we're going to notice the shift. And this particular full moon is illuminating, like I said, all the things within the psyche and its opposition to Uranus and the sun, with sun being our ego and our soul, and Uranus is wanting like to revolutionize the ego and the soul. And it could be at odds with our emotional landscape, which means that, we could work with this energy in a positive way so that we can kind of like, transmute this energy into something positive. The key is to self-reflect and to look at things from emotional lens, like rather than victimhood, like excuse me, why is all this stuff happening to me? Or, why am I going through this? We can look at it from a lens of what is this trying to teach me? How can I look within rather than like looking like outside of myself? And how can I learn to move through these emotions in a positive manner that doesn't rely on vices to numb out or to lash out in anger or to withdraw all these lower vibrational energies that, disconnect us from our fellow humans. Um, the Scorpio full moon is illuminating, almost like putting a flashlight on those areas that we know deep within need to be revolutionized in a positive manner. Like we can almost getting sick of our own bullshit, so to speak. Like, sorry about the language, but that's kind of like the truth of what's kind of happening here. Venus and Mars are going to be in coming into a trine aspect here, and it's very positive to be moving forward with taking actions more aligned with our values. So we have a lot of supportive energy to move forward in a new direction that is more aligned with the person that we're trying to become. I know a lot of people want to stay stuck in like egoic kind of ways of being, but the universe knows what it's doing and it steps in and sometimes in a very loud and disruptive way for us to kind of get the memo that, hello, this isn't working for you anymore. It's time to move in a new direction. You know, so that's what this full moon is trying to do. It's best to maybe take some time in solitude, to, write down things. And, one of the things that I kind of do is on full moons, and this is my particular full moon because I have 6 planets in Scorpio. I'm a hell of a lot of Scorpio. But I always on a full moon will release or write down on a piece of paper, like things that I don't want to take with me moving forward. And I will burn them and send them back to Earth. Anyways, I hope that this full moon is not too chaotic for you guys. It's also in a sextile with Chiron. Jupiter and Chiron over here are in a sextile, which can offer growth and healing. So, we have a lot of supportive energy to kind of like look within and transmute the energy. I hope this new moon treats you good. Until next time, bye guys.